So I welcome all of you to the another session of heat transfer. So we were discussing regarding the heat exchangers. So this is the third problem that is related to the heat exchanger. So I will read out the problem statement and we will extract the given data so that we can solve the problem accordingly. So the problem statement is something like this. So an oil cooler for a lubricating system has to cool 1000 kg per hour of oil of specific heat 2.09 kilojoules per kg Kelvin from 80 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius by using a cooling water flow of 1000 kg per hour at 30 degrees Celsius. Give your choice for parallel flow or counter flow heat exchanger with the reasons. Calculate the surface area of heat exchanger if the overall heat transfer coefficient is 24 watt per meter square degree Celsius. So this is the problem statement. So initially first, so basically there are two fluids are there, one is hot fluid and another one is cold fluid. So first we will identify which is hot fluid and which is cold fluid. So as I told you in previous problem also, the hot fluid, the initial temperature of the hot fluid will be higher. As it passes throughout the heat exchanger, its temperature drops. Okay, whereas for cold fluid, initial temperature of the cold fluid will be less, but whereas as it passes throughout the heat exchanger, its temperature increases. Okay, now we will try to understand which is the hot fluid and which is the cold fluid in this problem. So here in this problem, an oil cooler for a lubricating system has to cool 1000 kg per hour of oil of a specific heat 2.09 kilojoules per kg Kelvin from 80 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. Okay, so here the oil is the hot fluid. So initial temperature of the oil is 80 degrees Celsius and exit temperature of the oil, right, that is hot fluid, is 40 degrees Celsius. So hot fluid is, this is oil is the hot fluid, and its flow rate is given, that is 1000 kg per hour. This is the flow rate of the oil, and the specific heat value is given, that is 2.09 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Okay, then so how it is been cooled? So by using a cooling water, right? So here we are making use of one cooling water flow of 1000 kg per hour. So here the cold fluid is water here, and its speed is maintained, mass flow rate is maintained, that is 1000 kg per hour is the mass flow rate of the water, and the inlet temperature of the water is given, that is 30 degrees Celsius. 30 degrees Celsius is the inlet water temperature. Now what it is been asked, give your choice for parallel flow or counter flow heat exchanger. So you have to explain whether we should go for either parallel flow heat exchanger or counter flow heat exchanger. So the best suitable heat exchanger you have to provide with reasons. Then we need to calculate the surface area of the heat exchanger if the overall heat transfer coefficient is 24 watt per meter square degree Celsius. Okay, so this is the problem statement. So we'll extract the given data. So one thing I want to tell you, so always remember the mass flow rate. The unit for mass flow rate should be kg per second. So please remember this, the mass flow rate, either it may be hot fluid or cold fluid. Always remember you should convert the mass flow rate in terms of kg per second. So this is the very first thing that is to be adopted. Second one, we need to convert the specific heat, right, specific heat unit into joules per kg Kelvin. So in the problem most of the time kilojoules will be given. So always develop a habit of converting specific heat into, that is joules per kg Kelvin. So multiply this 2.09 into 1000, right, so that it can be converted into joules per kg Kelvin. So always maintain mass flow rate unit as kg per second and specific heat unit as joules per kg Kelvin. Okay, so very important part this is. So please all of you maintain this unit. Okay. Okay, now we will extract the given data. So in the problem, for oil the mass flow rate is given, that is 1000 kg per hour. So it has to be converted into kg per second. 1000 divided by 3600 is equal to 0.278 kg per second. So this is the mass flow rate of the hot fluid, and mass flow rate of the cold fluid is also given, that is 1000 kg per hour. So this has to be again converted, right? So for cold fluid, water is the cold fluid here. So for cold fluid, 1000 is 1000 kg per hour, it is the flow rate. So 1000 divided by 3600, you will get again same 0.278 kg per second. Okay, so this is the very first part. So next you have to convert this specific heat of oil is given, that is 2.09 kilojoules per kg Kelvin, right? So please convert this. Okay, convert this specific heat 2.09 into 1000 or into 10 raised to 3 joules per kg degree Celsius, kg Kelvin. Similarly, so in the problem as you can observe, the specific heat value for water is not given, so it can be assumed, right? Specific heat of the water, so specific heat of the water is 4.18 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. So this is also converted into 4.18 into 10 raised to 3 joules per kg Kelvin. So please adopt this system to avoid further complications of unit conversion. Okay, later on the inlet and outlet temperature of the hot fluid is given, right? 80 degrees Celsius, this is the T1 is the inlet temperature of the hot fluid, and the T2 is the exit temperature of the hot fluid, right? And T1, small t1 value is given, that is the inlet temperature of the cold fluid, that is water. Inlet temperature of the water is given, that is 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, first we will calculate small t2, exit temperature of the water or exit temperature of the cold fluid. So first we will calculate. So how we are going to calculate? With the help of this equation, right? So heat rejected by the hot fluid is equal to heat gained by the cold fluid. So this is the equation. Heat rejected by the hot fluid is equal to heat gained by the cold fluid. So just substitute all the values here. So mass flow rate, so specific heat, so you multiply it with 10 raised to 3 here, right? So to avoid complications later on, it will be there. So 0.278 into 2.09 into 10 raised to 3 into bracket 80 minus 40 is equal to mass flow rate of cold fluid is 0.278 into 4.18 into 1000, right? Again you have to convert this 4.18 into 10 raised to 3 into bracket T2 minus 30, T2 minus 30. Okay, so if you simplify this, you will get the value of T2 is equal to 50 degrees Celsius. T2 is equal to 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, so we have obtained all the temperature values of both hot fluid as well as cold fluid. Okay, now we will check whether which is the best suitable heat exchanger it is for these given temperatures, T1 T2 for hot fluid and T1 T2 for cold fluid. Okay, so for parallel flow arrangement, so this is the temperature distribution diagram. So as you can see, so we are just discussing which should be the most feasible heat exchanger that we can provide. Okay, so first we will go with the parallel flow heat exchanger, the first case. So T1 is 80 degrees Celsius, T2 is 40 degrees Celsius, this is for hot fluid, and for cold fluid the T1 is 30 degrees Celsius and T2 is 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, so at the exit you can observe the temperature of the hot fluid is 40 degrees Celsius, but whereas the temperature of the cold fluid is 50 degrees Celsius. So this is not possible because the temperature of the hot fluid is less than the temperature of the cold fluid. So this is not possible. This is not possible in case of parallel flow heat exchanger. Okay, so the temperature that the exit temperature T2 should be less than this 40 degrees Celsius, then only this is possible. So in this case what happened, the outlet temperature is how much? Outlet temperature of the cold fluid is 50 degrees Celsius, whereas the outlet temperature of the hot fluid is 40 degrees Celsius. So this is not possible. You try to understand this part. So this cold fluid, the temperature of the cold fluid at the exit is 50 degrees Celsius, but whereas the temperature of the hot fluid at the exit is 40 degrees Celsius. So this is not possible. So now we will go with the counter flow heat exchanger. Now we will check this part. Okay, so for counter flow heat exchanger, So here inlet temperature of the hot fluid is again 80 degrees Celsius, and T2 out exit temperature of the hot fluid is 40 degrees Celsius, and inlet temperature of the cold fluid is 30 degrees Celsius, and exit temperature of the cold fluid is 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, now you can observe here the temperature, so small t1 is less than t2, so this case is possible, this case is possible. Okay, so we have to adopt a counterflow heat arrangement, counterflow heat exchanger arrangement for this problem. Why? Because T2 is T2 is less than T2 is greater than small t2, right? So okay, that is T2 is less than this, T2 is less than this T2, right? Or I can say exit temperature of the hot fluid is less or greater than, here in this case it is greater, exit temperature of the hot fluid is greater than, is exit temperature of hot fluid is less than the exit temperature of the cold fluid. So because of this reason we have to go for counterflow heat exchanger arrangement. Okay, so now coming to back to this problem. So since T2 is greater than T2, right, T2 small T2 as you can see, this T2 is 50 degrees Celsius, whereas this T2 is 40 degrees Celsius. Since T2 is greater than T2, a counterflow flow arrangement must be used. Okay, so now we will go with, so we have given our choice. So the best suitable choice for this arrangement is counterflow heat exchanger. So now next is what is to be calculated, calculate the surface area. So we need to calculate the surface area here with and overall heat transfer coefficient is given, that is 24 watt per meter square degree Celsius. Okay, now we will go with parallel by considering this as a counterflow heat exchanger. We will consider this as a counterflow heat exchanger, and we will calculate the surface area of the heat exchanger. Okay, so to calculate the surface area of the heat exchanger, to calculate the surface area of the heat exchanger, first we need to calculate a delta T, that is LMTD, for counterflow heat exchanger. So this equation, so for counterflow heat exchanger we have to go with this expression, that is, so this expression you will get it from your data handbook. So it is on page number so page number 152 of 8th edition. So this is the expression that is for counterflow heat exchanger, this is the expression for counterflow heat exchanger. Okay, so this is the expression. So just substitute, we know all the values, T1 T2 we know all the values of hot fluid as well as cold fluid, temperature value we know, just substitute it and get the value of delta T LMTD. So we'll get the delta T is equal to 18.2 degrees Celsius. 18.2 degrees Celsius is the logarithmic temperature, mean temperature difference value. Okay, now to calculate this surface area, again we have to go with this expression. As you can see, it is there in your data handbook. Q is equal to U into A into delta T LM, right, LMTD. So this LM, delta T LM is nothing but this value what we have obtained, that is how much it is, that is 18.2 degrees Celsius. Okay, so Q is equal to, now we will go with this part. Okay, Q is equal to U into A into delta T. So we need to calculate area here. So Q is equal to rate of heat transfer in the hot fluid, right, it is given by rate of heat transfer, or rate of heat lost by the hot fluid is given by, so m dot h Cph into bracket T1 minus T2. So this is the expression for Q, right, as you can observe here. So Q is equal to how much? Q is equal to m dot h Cph into T1 minus T2. So this is the expression for Q. This is the expression of for Q. Okay, now you just substitute the values here. We know all the values related to this. So area is equal to 0.278. This is the mass flow rate of the hot fluid multiplied by specific heat of the oil, that is 2.09 into 10 raised to 3 into bracket T1 minus T2, 80 minus 40 divided by 24 into 18.2. So we will get the surface area as 53.16 meters square. So this is the surface area that is required for this arrangement. Thank you.